Thank you. So welcome back. Those of you that were joined in for the Cobra victory, the conference championship, and Rose Bowl championship for the Cobras. We are back for the first time this season to bring you the live coverage of the Southren Nash JV team. So it's a doubleheader tonight as the feeder programs for the Firebirds. You get a little preview as to what to expect over the next few years as Southren Nash kicks off to Rocky Mount. So we're very excited about being able to bring both of these games to you this evening in preparation for tomorrow night's game. So as a reminder, tomorrow night's game will not be live streamed during the game at Rocky Mount Senior High's request. We will record everything as we normally do. All the commentary, the shots, the angles, everything will be there, and it will go live and play immediately at the end of the game. So first play from scrimmage for the Griffons is a gain of about 5 on the play as they started first and 10 from their own 40-yard line. So it'll bring up second down and 5 for the Griffons. Of course, tomorrow night's game between Southern and Rocky Mount is Dalton as the conference championship. So second down and 5 is a pass play that falls incomplete harmlessly with no intended receivers even in the vicinity. It's going to bring up third down and 5 for the Griffons, operating from the Griffon 44-yard line. Griffons operating under center. It's going to be a handoff around the end here. He's caught in the backfield and tackled. So JoJo Hernandez on the stop. It's going to bring up fourth down and 9 for the Griffons and a loss of 4 on the play. It looks as though they will be sending in the punt team. So I believe that Zyshawn Pierce back deep. The punt is up and away. Takes a Rocky Mount roll down to the 30-yard line is where it'll be blown dead. And the JV Firebirds will take over first and 10 from their own 30-yard line. As the first defensive set for the Firebirds proved to be strong. So Brock Alford runs the first play in from scrimmage from Coach Montz. You have a backfield with Zyshawn Pierce, Leo Jones. Gain of about 6 on the play by Madison Jones for the Firebirds. This looks like they're going to bring up second down and about 4 here for the Firebirds. So nice first play from scrimmage there. Once again, we're very excited about bringing you the live games for the feeder programs for Southren Nash, both the middle school, who just won their conference championship previous to this game, and the JV game as their last home game of the season.
Leo Jones on the carry. He's going to be
So
for no gain.
Leo Jones, looks like he might have, well, it's pretty much no gain there. It's going to be third and about 3, maybe a yard on that play. So under center, Brock Alford, he's going to roll around. He's going to keep that. It's going to be a pitch back.
Leo Jones on the carry.
Leo Jones is going to be thrown for a loss. So a big defensive stop there for the Griffons, as that'll bring up 4th and about 8 for the Firebirds, as they will send on the punt team. So the punt is away. Does take a Firebird roll. It'll be fielded. He's touched. Looks like there's a scramble for the ball.
Southren Nash punt is fielded by the
So Griffons will cover it. It was loose for a moment there, as he did not signal a fair catch, and a great contact hit there to make a play for the ball. The Griffons will take over 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line here, with 7 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So still no score. It's the second offensive possession for the Griffons. It's a run up the middle. It's going to be stopped short and thrown for an actual loss. Look to see where the forward progress will carry him, possibly back to the line of scrimmage, waiting for the officials to set the ball. Now they're going to bring him back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. So bring up 2nd and 10. No, they just changed that. It will be a loss of 1. So it'll be 2nd down and 11 for the Griffons, as the defense continues to hold strong on that front line. So another run up the middle. Going to get a few more yards on this carry as they move it out beyond the original line of scrimmage. It's like a gain of about 5, maybe 6 on the carry. He's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. As we approach the 6.5-minute mark remaining in the first quarter. So far the Griffons are operating out of the shotgun. As a low snap, it's fumbled. The quarterback's going to pick it up. He's met in the backfield where he's going to be stopped. Big stuff. Great defensive read, seeing the struggle in the backfield there as the Firebirds were in the backfield. So that's going to bring up 4th and 7 for the Griffons. So once again, they'll come out to punt. So another big defensive stop for the junior Firebirds here. Punt is away. Nearly blocked. This is a better punt than the first one. It is fielded by Zashon Pierce, who's going to turn away from his first coverage. Still on his feet. A little stiff for him. He'll fall forward, get out to about the 47, maybe the 48-yard line on a nice return from Zashon Pierce. So it's going to be 1st and 10. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Firebirds from their own 48. And I'm sure you can hear in the background as the voice of the Firebirds, Coach Kiley, is preparing the fans here for the threat of severe weather this evening. Obviously, all of these bleachers here are metal, so we would have to clear the bleachers. And should it be even more severe, he's actually given instructions for shelter, for a take shelter. So good to see that the staff here at Southren Nash is prepared. And I'm sure you're well aware now with the early start time that they'd actually started the game early. So big run out across the middle.
He's going to take it inside the Griffon 30-yard line. Gain on the play is sufficient for a Southren Nash. First down.
And I'll just let Mr. Colley have that call. The infamous Southren Nash first down call. That'll be 1st and 10 as Southren Nash moves into Griffon territory. Another handoff up the middle. Once again by Braswell. He's going to pick up 4 there. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Firebirds. So another run up the middle there. Looks like the ball came out, but he was called down by Zashon Pierce. That's going to be a 3rd down and 3 play here upcoming as we just passed the 4-minute mark remaining in the first quarter. Still seeing a little blue sky here. Obviously, there's some gray clouds blowing in. The wind is picking up pretty good and consistent here. So obviously a score would be very important early in the game to get this underway. Zashon Pierce once again on the carry. I'm sorry, change that. Madison Jones. He's going to gain about 2. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. And it looks like Coach Montz is going to elect to go for it here on 4th and 1 deep inside of Griffon territory on the 21-yard line. As we are soon to be hit the 3-minute mark remaining in the first quarter. Another handoff to Braswell. He spins. He will have enough for a 1st down as he moves down near the 10-yard line. He's going to be blown down at the 13. So it'll be 1st and 13 for the Firebirds. 1st and 10 from the 13 for the Firebirds. What's up, buddy? Legal hit, by the way.
John Harford, only quarterback keeper. He's going to be stopped. Short loss on the play, bringing 2nd down to about 11. DC, what was that?
Sounded like something hit this door. So a little confusion here as Isaiah Walker-Warren has walked into the press box. As you can imagine, normally the confusion does seem to follow Isaiah Walker-Warren, who always seems to be a little up to something. DC is in the house. So handoff here to Leo Jones, straight up the middle. As he carries it down to the 1-yard line. So that will be another 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 1 for the Firebirds here on a nice carry by Leo Jones. Brock Alford steps under center. And the handoff to Braswell. He's going to push that up the middle. That's going to be a touchdown for the Firebirds. Jackson Braswell carries it in for 6. So with 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Southern Nash does draw first blood as it is 6-0 with the PAT upcoming. Looks like they will be going for the 2-point conversion here, as their starting kicker a few weeks back has been out because he was bitten by a snake walking through the woods barefoot. Or at least walking through the woods. We won't say barefoot.
Encroachment against the Griffons is the call. They'll retry.
So a penalty here on the PAT will give up half the distance to the goal. So the play run back in. Offered back under center. Another handoff to Jackson Braswell. Looks like he's actually going to be stopped short. So that will come up short. So just over a minute and a half remaining in the first quarter, it is Southern Nash 6 and Rocky Mount 0. As the trees, we can see them starting to move and blow a little bit. So for this game tonight, we're actually sponsored by the Haunted Estates in Middlesex, North Carolina. The Cobra game was sponsored by Panic Point in Youngsville. And Haunted Estates is picking up the sponsorship on this game tonight. Both of those are very scary venues. Obviously, the Haunted Estates is a little closer to home here in Middlesex. If you enjoy that type of thing, which I do, which I know you've heard me mention that several times before, I would recommend you go out. They will be open tonight. Obviously, the weather may kind of thwart things from happening tonight. They'll also be open tomorrow night and Saturday night. The sets at the Haunted Estates in Middlesex are absolutely incredible. It's amazing what they put into it. They also do a Christmas scare, so you would check their website for information on that. Both of our games are also sponsored tonight by All Star Sports out of Nashville, North Carolina. Mr. Roger White, who does screen printing for T-shirts, hats, jackets. They'll pretty much can print anything on anything you've got: cups, mugs, umbrellas. So if you have any printing needs, you be sure to contact All Star Sports in Nashville, Mr. Roger White, and just let him know you heard him on the Southern Nash News. So the kickoff is fielded. Little room for a return. He's going to take it around to the left end. Going to turn around. He's going to be finally brought down just shy of the 50-yard line. Looks like going to spot him down at about the 49 maybe. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line of the Griffon. So not quite in Southern Nash territory. So Griffon's ready for their third offensive set here. Got a two-back field. On the end, a wide out. It's going to be handed on and bring around, but Southern reads that play nicely.
Rocky Mounts number 5 on the carry. He's going to be stopped for a loss on the play by Southern Nash's number 82, Jayshawn Pitts.
Jayshawn Pitts in on the stop, number 82. That's going to bring another loss. So far, Southern Nash's defense has really been has shown up, stopping pretty much all forward progress by the Griffons. As we are rapidly approaching the end of the first quarter, it looks like about third. We're passing the 30-second mark remaining. They will get off at least one more play. One wide out to the right here. And the quarterback will keep it, roll to the left, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds after he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, a gain of about 1 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 9. As we have 12.8 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And as DC Isaiah Walker Warren walks by, I'm reminded of the movie Suicide Squad, where that's a whole lot of crazy. So, looks like a pass play in effect here. Almost intercepted off the fingertips. Play broken up. Be 3.4 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's going to be 4th and 9 for the Griffons. So great pass defense by the Firebirds. In all honesty, that ball was almost intercepted. It was probably a good thing it wasn't, because the punter has not really shown to have that great of a foot so far. Would probably end up with better field position, or the Firebirds would, with returning a punt here. So the punt is away, a decent punt. As it get past Zyshawn Pierce, and it will roll out of bounds, so I'm proven wrong. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Firebirds from their own 10-yard line, as that is the end of the first quarter. So we'll move to the opposite end of the field. The end of the quarter shows your Firebirds leading over the Griffon by a score of 6-0. So we'll take the long walk. So once again, we're sponsored tonight by the Haunted Estates in Middlesex, North Carolina. We would recommend you go out and check them out and get a nice little scare for you. They have a nice little trail ride through the woods. The sets there are incredible. They really spend a lot of time and honestly a lot of money on getting that ready. They have a nice little gift shop with some candies, and they have a concession stand, all kinds of little things there in the common area. some stuff for kids to do. It's a fun little family outing if you want to go out and take advantage of that. And once again, we're also All-Star Sports out of Nashville, North Carolina, Mr. Roger White. All your printing needs, whether it be for your company, your team, family reunions, anything like that, Roger can help you out. So it looks like our first pass play here. And it's going to overthrow Zyshawn Pierce and kind of go out of bounds. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Firebirds. So a carry around on the end there. Running play looks like Leo Jones on the carry. It's like he picked up maybe a couple. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Firebirds. As Brock Alford slides back up under center here. It's going to be another handoff up the middle.
Leo Jones on the carry. He's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Leo Jones once again is stopped at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play. That's going to bring up 4th down and 8 deep in their own territory. So Coach Motts will send out the kicking unit, or the punting team. So another nice defensive set by the Griffons there to stop the Firebirds' progress. Both teams have really been playing excellent defense tonight. Obviously, Southern on the one drive. I saw some breakdowns in the Griffon defenders. However,
illegal substitution against the Griffons is the call.
So a legal substitution, that'll move the ball part of the way. It's a 5-yard penalty to bring up 4th down and about 3, maybe 4 on the play. And Coach Motts will change his mind. Being that close, he decides to go for it. So a little help from the Griffons there by moving that ball with an illegal substitution. So big play here for the Firebirds. Just now approaching, and they get the Griffons to jump off sides. So that will be encroachment against the Griffons. So that is enough to move it beyond the line to reach, and that'll be a 1st down for the Firebirds. So a couple of critical mistakes there for the Griffons, as that gets the Firebirds well out of away from their original starting position of 10. So another small gain on the play. It's like a gain of about 4 yards. So bring up 2nd and 6 as we approach the 9.5-minute mark remaining in the half. Both teams still have all their timeouts. Firebirds still lead 6-0. There's a handoff off tackle there to the right side. Jason Braswell again.
That's going to bring up 3rd down.
They're going to call him no gain, bringing up 3rd and 4 on that play. So handoff this time to Zyshawn Pierce, who definitely picks up enough yardage there to move the chains. So that will be another Southern Nash 1st down. 1st and 10 for the Firebirds from their own 36-yard line. So kind of chipping away here. No big plays so far on this possession. Just a little ground and pound. Another small gain there of about 3 yards. So they're going to give him 4 on that play, bring up 2nd down and 6. As Brock Alford moves back under center. Another handoff off the middle. Got a little room as Dawson May on the carry as the ball pops out. They're going to call him down on contact by the ground, but that is definitely enough for another first down as he moves out to midfield. They're going to spot the ball just beyond the 50-yard line, so the length of the ball into Griffon territory after a nice run up the middle by Dawson May. So Griffon's now called timeouts, their first timeout. First charge timeout of the half with exactly 8 minutes remaining in the half. So once again, to remind everybody, tomorrow night we will not be live streaming the game. Rocky Mount Senior High has requested that we do not live stream as it does affect their ticket sales. So what the agreement we have with them is that we will go. We will record the game just as you see any other game this year. We'll have commentary, all the field shots. The stats will be shot out during the game, so just like every other game. The only difference is that this time it will come on live at the completion of the actual game. So as soon as the final horn sounds, we'll be able to upload the game and play it. And you can go to any of the outlets via Facebook, YouTube, the Southern Nash News website and be able to watch that game in its entirety, just as you would any other time. We apologize for not being able to show it to you live, but once again, that is left at the discretion of the school. That is the conference championship, as both Rocky Mount and Southern Nash are undefeated in the conference. So a pitch out to Leo Jones around the end, who's got a lot of running room. No, I'm sorry, that's not Leo. But there is a flag on the play. So that was Madison Jones. With the flag on the illegal shift, that'll bring it all the way back the 50 yards. Would have been a 50-yard touchdown run. That 5-yard penalty will repeat first down, bring up 1st and 15. So penalties so far this year, especially for the varsity Firebirds and the JV has had their share. Penalties have kind of been the bane of what's going on. It's like some illegal movement in the backfield. That's exactly what it is. Another 5-yard penalty is going to bring up 1st and 20, as we've seen this happen quite often. It's kind of like in baseball, when you hit, it's contagious. When you have errors, it's contagious. Get out here and start having penalties, it unfortunately starts to get contagious. So 1st and 20, back inside their own territory, the 40-yard line. Handoff up the middle. This time it is Leo Jones. He's got a lot of room around the end. He's going to finally be pushed out of bounds at the 20. We're going to mark him out at the 19-yard line, I believe. Big run on the play. No flags. Yes, there is a flag on the play. Sometimes it's a little hard to pick up with the yellow socks. So it was a block in the back. So that'll negate that run. So far that's 90 yards worth of rushing that has been negated in this offensive set due to penalties. So both Madison Jones and Leo Jones, big carries called back.
First down at about 5.
It's going to bring up 1st and 5, as that is from the point of infraction there. So another handoff here to Zyshawn Pierce up the middle. And he will be able to convert for a first down as he moves deeper into Griffon territory. It's going to pick up about 17 yards on the play, 16. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Rocky Mount 30. We'll just call it the 34-yard line. It's a little bit, about a 33 and a half or so. Handoff up the middle. gain of a couple on the play.
Jones on the carry is going to take it up to
Leo
31
Jones
yard
on
line.
that carry. Going to bring up second down at about 8. They're going to move a little further.
Second down and 7.
Give him 3 on the play, so it'll bring up second down and 7. So handoff to Zyshawn Pierce off the left end.
Zyshawn Pierce on the carry. He's going to take it up.
He's going to pick up about 5 on the play.
Looks like it's going to be just shy of first down.
It's going to get out to about the Griffon 25-yard line, by a yard side. Should bring up third and 1 from the 25, as we've just passed the 6.5-minute mark remaining in the first half. Still no rain here. A lot of clouds still blowing in. It looks like it's coming. So a couple of flags come in late in the play.
Penalty flag comes in.
After Braswell has the carry. Be holding on the Firebirds. So that'll move it all the way back. It's going to bring up third and 11 with 6:04 remaining in the first half. So another handoff here
Leo Jones on the carry.
for Leo Jones.
30-yard line.
He's going to pick up a few, maybe 4 yards on the play, 5 yards. Going to bring up fourth down and 7 from the Griffon 31. This deep in the territory. It's obvious that Coach Montz is going to go for this on fourth down, as we've just passed the 5.5-minute mark, 5.5 minutes remaining in the half. And movement on the offensive line. So the false start will add another 5 yards on the Firebirds. As while ago they were the beneficiary of a couple of Griffon penalties to get to a first down. This time it's the Firebirds that jump. It's going to bring up fourth and about 12 from the 36-yard line. So long count, tries to get him to draw off. Timeout's called.
Timeout Southern Nash.
Doesn't work.
Timeout of the half.
So that still gives Southern Nash 2 timeouts remaining in the first half, as that's their first of 3. Doesn't look like they're going to change the call of go for it. So once again, remind everybody, if you did not join into part 1 of our doubleheader this evening, the Southren Nash Middle School Cobras won their conference and Rose Bowl championship over the Twas-Not Hawks by a score of 14-6 in a very exciting game in the second half. Both teams kind of threw punches in the first half, not a lot going on. Came out 2 quick scores at the beginning of the second half, and then the Cobras managed to put together one final scoring drive late in the fourth quarter on a nice run by Jordan Vick and Caden. It's going to be a run around the end. Madison Jones on the carry. Looks like he's going to bull his way down all the way to the 20-yard line, and that will be enough yardage to move the chains. Be a first down for the Firebirds. So be first and 10 all the way down to the 16-yard line. So first and 10 from the 16 for the Firebirds. So the line to reach will be the 6. They can still get another first down before the score. Dawson May around the end. He's going to pick up about 4, maybe 5 on the play. So they're only going to give him 3 on that play. Biggie second down at 7. As Dawson May gets a lot of work, as he is the defensive captain and middle linebacker. And now he's in for double duty to run the football. Dawson is extremely fast, good size, strong. And he's going to get the ball again here. Pick up a few more. It's going to bring third down and about 4 for the Firebirds. So 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the half. It's going to be handed off to, I believe that was Leo Jones. So he'll get it out to the 5. That's going to be enough for the first down, as the line to reach was the 6. So it'll be first and goal from the 5-yard line for the Firebirds with 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the half and counting. So a little discussion here as the clock rolls down under 3 minutes. Looks like Firebirds are waiting to call a timeout here as the play clock closes in on 0.
Timeout.
So that'll be timeout Southren Nash. That's their first timeout of the half. So that'll be 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the half. First and goal from the 5-yard line for the Firebirds. So Southern looking to add to their lead going into halftime here. Obviously, a touchdown would be nice. If they, for some reason, could make no progress, that would be about a 28-yard field goal. So not out of the question if they needed to put 3 on the board. That would be an option, or at least attempt a 3. Once again, as I mentioned earlier, their kicker was actually bitten by a snake a few weeks back and missed some games. Not sure if he's back 100% healthy or not. As the pile kind of gets pushed up behind Brock Alford on the quarterback keeper up the middle, he'll pick up 4 on that play. Be second down and goal from the 1. With now approaching the 2-minute mark. 2:09 and counting. Left in the half. Looks like they're going to let this clock wind down, play clock wind down again, and burn their final timeout of the first half. So as we're waiting for that to happen, remind you that we're sponsored tonight by the Haunted Estates in Middlesex, North Carolina, as well as All-Star Sports out of Nashville, North Carolina. I'd also like to take a few minutes to recognize the sponsors for our varsity games throughout the season. Tomorrow night's sponsor for the Rocky Mount game is Low Country Clothing Co. You can find a lot of their merchandise in your local stores and retailers around the area. I'm sure everyone's seen the hats, the Low Country hats. Very popular these days. Made here locally in Bailey. So once again, they're very popular. Some of our earlier sponsors, Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, Bottoms Insurance out of Rocky Mount, Oldham Motors out of Pilot, North Carolina, Wilson Mold and Machine out of Wilson, Bojangles, Tans Corporation, as well as Barton College last week, who sponsored the Hunt game, and also Vandermort Farms, who with Southern Nash is now being the Firebird varsity team, now being named the quarterback keeper up the middle, waiting for the signal.
Brock Alford on the quarterback sneak.
And they're going to give him the touchdown. As Brock Alford keeps it himself and sneaks into the end zone, the quarterback keeper, with 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining. Still have some players down on the field. Waiting to see who's slow to get up. It's like a couple of the Griffon guys. So that brings your margin, lead margin to 12, as the Firebirds now lead 12-0. The offense and Brock Alford will stay out and go for the 2-point conversion once again. Dawson May takes it in for the 2-point conversion, and it's good. The Firebirds extend their lead with 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining in the first half. They lead the Griffons by a score of 14-0. So as I was mentioning some of the sponsors before that touchdown, upcoming sponsors. Once again, tomorrow night is Low Country Clothing Co. And then our final sponsor of the year with Franklinton, as far as regular season, is Walter's Team Realty for the Franklinton game. And we're happy to announce that Vandermark Farms, who sponsored the Northside Jacksonville game early in the season, has now stepped up and will be sponsoring the first round of the playoffs. Still yet to be determined who we play. However, those of you who are familiar with the rankings that have been released this week, I know it's been all over Facebook, but both high school OT and the adjusted Max Preps rankings have Southern Nash as the number 1 3A school in the East, number 4 in the state. As looked as though the kickoff was going to go out of bounds, and I realized at the last minute it was not, so he picked it up, and then he stepped out of bounds, number 34 from the Griffons. So the Griffons will be starting inside their own 10-yard line, so pretty poor field position with 1.5 minutes left in the first half. So it definitely looks as though our first game will be a home game, but either way, Vandermark Farms will be the sponsor of the first playoff games. Those sponsors, those playoff sponsorship opportunities are available as long as the Firebirds keep winning. Of course, we're hoping they do. If we can finish number 1 in the East overall, after Rocky Mount and Franklinton, then we would have home field advantage for 4 games, including the Eastern Championship. Thereafter that, the State 3A Championship will be played at Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh, North Carolina. And unfortunately, that's the one game we already know that we cannot live stream, as some of the major broadcast stations own rights to broadcast those games. So if you or your company would be interested in sponsoring one of the upcoming playoff games, please contact the Southern Nash News and Spring Hope and find out what those opportunities could be. So it's going to be a sweep around the end. Looks like he will get enough for a first down as the clock stops with 52.3 seconds to move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Griffons from their own 20-yard line.
Timeout, Griffons.
So the Griffons use their final time out of the half. 52.3 seconds, that's enough time probably for possibly 3 plays, if not more, here in the high school level. I know they would like to put some points on the board here before halftime, as you can look around and see the trees really starting to blow pretty good. The clouds are still blowing in pretty hard. Still haven't seen any rain at all. Haven't heard any thunder. So the thread is still kind of holding off as far as weather is concerned. So kudos to the staff here at Southern Nash for starting the game early, and thankful to the Griffons who were able to accommodate and get here in time to get this thing underway. Some of you may know the Griffons varsity team suffered a tough loss to Tarboro after a very short period of time played in the game. It was called when Tarboro with a 6-0 lead was giving the actual win. Pass played, long pass. Man was covered very well. The pass play was broken up, so great pass coverage there by the Firebirds. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. So as I was saying, the Tarboro did get a victory 6-0 over the Griffons earlier in the season. However, there was not a lot of game time play. There's a lot of controversy around that about completing the game or counting as a no contest. But either way, I'm sure they don't want a repeat of doing anything like that here with this game being JV. There's really no state playoff implications. Quarterback looking to pass. Great pass coverage by the Firebirds. And he's going to be sacked as Leo Jones. Leo Jones reads that nicely as the defensive backfield had great coverage on all the receivers. No one was open. It's going to bring up 3rd down and a long 13 with 28.4 seconds remaining in the half. So apparently I had some misinformation there. This is a final timeout called. Neither team has any timeouts remaining for the remainder of this half. There's 28.4 seconds. The Firebirds still lead 14-0 over the Griffons. It's 3rd down and 13 from the Griffons operating from their own 18-yard line. So they're definitely a pass play is pretty much all that gets you the big yardage you need. Not a lot of cover deep here for the Firebirds. A little surprise there to protect against the long play. But after the pass coverage that they had in that last play, they look good. And they're going to hand the ball off. Nope, there he pulls back. He tucks it away. And it looks like it's intercepted. Waiting for the signal here. They're going to give the completed pass to Rocky Mountain. It looked as though that there was an interception there, that JoJo had the interception. However, I guess the Griffon receiver wrestled it away and came down with the ball. So be 1st and 10 for the Griffons from their own 40-yard line as the clock continues to run. No timeouts, down to 10 seconds remaining. Griffons on to try to run a quick play. Man in motion. There's a handoff to the left side. He's going to be tackled just short of the 50-yard line, and the clock will run down, and that'll end the first half with Southern Nash leading by a score of 14-0 over the Rocky Mount Griffons. So we're going to take a short break here for halftime, and we will be back to bring you the second half of action after a shortened 8-minute intermission here. All right, and we're back for the start of the second half. Firebirds back to receive. Little squib kick down the middle. Nowhere to go for Zyshawn Pierce.
On the return, he's going to be dropped inside the Firebird 30-yard line. Firebirds will take for first and 10.
So it'll be first and 10 for the Firebirds at their own 20. So they're going to put it down at about the 28, maybe 29-yard line. So here to start the second half. Firebirds do get the ball first, leading 14-0. So there is a fumble, and the Griffons recover. So the Griffons will take over first and 10 from the Southren Nash 26-yard line. So great field position for the Griffons as they trail 14-0. So that could be a big break for Rocky Mount. Southern's defense has really done an outstanding job so far, so they'll get tested early in the second half here. So it's going to be pitch and run around the end. Got some room to run. Missed tackle. He's got him by the shirt. He breaks free. Going to finally be brought down. Is enough for a first down for the Griffons. And down inside the 10-yard line. It's going to bring up first and goal. They're going to spot the ball at the 7, maybe the 6-yard line. So that was the longest run from scrimmage that the Griffons have had. Another pitch around the left end. He's met on the wing. He's going to be thrown for a loss there. So Thomas Copeland on the stop. It's going to be a loss of about 4. Be second down a goal from the 10. So working from the left hash. With 10 minutes. So he ticked off 2 minutes into the second half. Griffons have recovered a fumble. Little pressure in the backfield, number 1. He's going to be thrown for a big loss as the defense steps up again.
For a big loss in the play, number 34. Dontavius Kingsbury Evans with a nice play. That's going to bring up third and goal.
So big defensive play there by the Firebird defense. Going to bring up third and goal now from the 17-yard line. So they had that one big run, and the defense has stepped up. And this time he trips. Looks like he tripped over his own man in the backfield. So that's going to be a loss of another yard or 2 on the play. So it's a 4th and goal from the 20 for the Griffons as we hit the 9-minute mark remaining in the third quarter. Drop back looking to pass. He's got the pass rolled out into the flat. It's going to fall short, and Rocky Mount will turn the ball over on downs. The Firebirds will get the ball back on their own 20-yard line, so it'll be first and 10 for the Firebirds from the 20. So once again, the Southern Nash defense steps up. There's not been a lot of yardage gained by the Griffon offense tonight. The Southern Nash defense playing extremely well. And both run and pass coverage for the defense there. Dawson May stays in,
Bring up second down and 9.
carries that first ball from pickup, possibly a yard, bring up second down and 9 as Dawson checks out. Flags come flying on the pitch. Like a horse collar there. Hear a lot of calls as Madison Jones carries the ball. A flag did come flying in for an illegal shift.
I guess the Firebirds is the call.
So that penalty will move the Firebirds back. They'll repeat the down.
Penalty is declined.
So the Griffons did decline the penalty and bring up third down. Third down, about 11 from the Southren Nash 19-yard line. So pitch off the handoff off the right side of the middle. No gain. It's going to be up 4th down and 10 as they got back to the original line of scrimmage. So it looks like they will be sitting on the punting unit. As the Griffon defense answers much the same as the Firebird defense. Both teams playing extremely good defense tonight. So the punt is away. It's a high punt, not a lot of distance to it. Almost hits the Griffon. As the ball will roll dead just short of the midfield line, where the Griffons will take over 1st and 10 from the Southren Nash 47. So about a 27-yard punt on that play. Looks like the ball's loose and fumbled. Southren Nash will recover. So Southren Nash with a quick turnaround as defense comes up big again for the Firebirds. As the ball will now be in Griffon territory, and that is where Southren Nash will take over. 1st and 10 as the offense moves back onto the field. 1st and 10 from the Griffon 47-yard line. It's a nice opportunity here after the big defensive play. You know, defense has come up big for the Firebirds all night. So a pitch out to Madison Jones. Another flag comes flying in. It's going to be against the Firebirds. So holding will be the call against the Firebirds. That'll negate Madison Jones's run. Move the ball back. They will repeat 1st down.
Late penalty flag comes in after the play.
So another penalty flag is thrown in. It's like a personal foul against the Griffons. So that will move the ball back into Griffon territory and should be an automatic 1st down for the Firebirds. And that will. Firebirds will now be operating 1st and 10 from the Griffon 36-yard line with 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. So another handoff to Madison Jones where he's met in the backfield. He'll actually be thrown for a loss on the play, but about a yard. Bring up second down and 11 for the Firebirds. Brock Alford steps up under center. Motion from Leo Jones. Handed off again to Madison Jones, who's going to pick up about 7 or 8 maybe on the play. Move the ball up to the 27-yard line. That brings up third down and a short one with just under 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Dawson May in. It's handed off. He's going to be stopped short. Leo Jones caught behind the line of scrimmage, actually thrown for a loss. That's going to bring up fourth down. It's like fourth and about.
4th and 1.
Probably only lost maybe a half a yard after forward momentum. So it'll be fourth and a long one. As the Griffons basically have everyone up on the line, 2 men back. It's handed again to Leo Jones, and he's going to power ahead for enough yardage to move the chains, and Southern Nash will have another first down. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Hand it off up the middle again.
Leo Jones on the carry. He's going to take it up near the.
He's going to pick up maybe a couple, maybe 3 on the play. It's going to bring up second down. We'll call it 8. Firebirds still lead 14-0. As we are approaching the 2-minute mark at 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Two-back set. Handed off to Leo Jones up the middle. He's still on his feet. Nice run to pick up about 7 or 8 on the play. He's going to take it out to the Griffon. They're going to spot it at about the 13-yard line. Bring up 3rd and 1. So still running a methodical offensive pressure here, biting off a few yards at a time. The big burst up through the middle again. This time Zyshawn Pierce will get enough for another first down. So that actually puts them inside the 10-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal from the 7 for the Firebirds as we approach the 1.5-minute mark remaining in the third quarter. And I'm sure Firebirds would love here to put up a third score in the third quarter. The ball's handed off again to Zyshawn Pierce. He's met in the middle by a wall of Griffons. I'm sorry, that was Mitchell Jones on the carry. So looks like they're going to give him a gain of about 1. Be 2nd and goal from the 5. As the defensive line for the Griffons has been proven to be pretty strong tonight and clogging up that middle. But Southern Nash still able to find some holes as they're rushing through. They're going to take it down near the end zone. It's going to be close. Going to be stopped shy of the goal line. Looks like about the 1. Going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 1 as we hit 28 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And it looks as though they're going to let this wind down and let the third quarter expire. And that's what they're going to do. As we watch it past 10 seconds, the clock winds down. They'll move to the other end of the field. So at the end of the third quarter, your Southern Nash Firebirds JV team still lead the Rocky Mount Griffons by a score of 14-0. Once again, our sponsors for tonight's game is Haunted Estates in Middlesex, North Carolina, as well as All Star Sports in Nashville, North Carolina. We're looking forward to tomorrow night's varsity game at Rocky Mount, sponsored by Low Country Clothing Co., who has just joined our sponsor team. Just as a reminder, and I know you've heard me say it 100 times, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but there will not be a live stream tomorrow night. The game will be aired immediately following the end of the game in the stadium. So we would love to have all of the Firebird Nation to come out and support the Firebirds at Rocky Mount Senior High's game tomorrow night. And then on the way home, we can turn it on and watch it again, see all the replays and missed calls and breakout moments for the Firebirds. But we'd love to have to pack the stands at Rocky Mount Senior High. So we'll get the fourth quarter underway here. It's 3rd and goal from the 1 for the Firebirds. Brock Alford is going to keep it himself. And he's going to punch it back in. Another 6 points for Brock Alford. As Southern expands its lead to 20 with only 10 seconds ticked off in the fourth quarter. Once again, the Firebirds will go for 2. They are 1 for 2 in 2-point conversions so far for this game. And they're going to come up short. So no good on the 2-point conversion. So that puts them at 1 for 3 on 2-point conversions for the evening. However, with 11 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the game, Southern now leads over the Griffons by a score of 20-0. So for those of you who have been joining us frequently and know that I am Brent Combe, I do all the play calling for the varsity Firebirds, and I've been thoroughly enjoyed doing the Cobras today as well as the JV team. I'm normally joined by Nick Lamb on Friday nights. He's not here tonight, so I'm kind of holding down the fort by myself this evening. But we look forward to calling the conference championship game for you tomorrow night. I hope that you join in after the end of the game if that's the only means that you have to see the game. If you're out of town, can't make it to Rocky Mount Stadium due to the fact that we're not doing the live stream, hope you join us right after. So Rocky Mount will fall on the kickoff, and they will take over 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, we still have a couple of weeks left before the playoffs start. However, we will have sponsorship opportunities for playoff games. Vandermark Farms has already spoke up and is sponsoring our first playoff game, whoever and wherever that may be. Obviously, those of you that follow the news and the standings know that Southern Nash is currently ranked as the number 1 3A team in the East and would have home field advantage throughout the playoffs should we hold that. It looks like it will be a home game to start the playoffs in 2 weeks from now. So Rocky Mountain to run up the middle, runs into a wall of red. Forward momentum may get him a yard. We'll call that 2nd and 9 as we just passed the 11 minutes remaining in the game. So another handoff off the left side for the Griffons, and the Firebirds meet him at the line of scrimmage. Dawson May leading the tackles as he's going to be thrown by the loss. JoJo Hernandez in on that tackle with Dawson. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 as the Southern Nash defense continues to come up huge for the night. Rocky Mount drops back to pass, and he's sacked. Huge play. Rogers breaks up the middle. The huge sack. Big loss on the play. It's going to bring up 4th down and long for the Griffons. So once again, the Southern Nash defense absolutely stifling tonight. Pass plays being broken up. Run plays thrown for no gains. They've had basically one running play. I don't have a statistician here with me tonight. I can't recall many first downs for the Griffons. I think I can recall just one nice running play, but right at the beginning of the half here. But they're forced once again to punt. So timeout will be called by Rocky Mount, their first of the half. So with 9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the game, Southern Nash leads the Griffons by a score of 20-0. And there'll be several of these young men that you're seeing on tonight that you will also see during the varsity game, as a lot of them are being moved up to play varsity and have actually already played some varsity games. There's a limit on how many quarters they can participate in while they're on JV on varsity before they have to be moved full-time. So far, Dusty Hall is playing a lot of varsity football now. You've seen Dawson May playing varsity. You've seen both Leo Jones and Zyshawn Pierce playing varsity, showing up on those rosters. So you'll be seeing a lot more of those young men in the upcoming weeks as Zyshawn Pierce fields the punt. He's got some running room. He breaks tackles up the middle. He's got one man between him and the end zone. He's still on his feet. Finally brought down back at the original line of scrimmage. So he will return that punt all the way back to the line of scrimmage, which is where Southern Nash will take over 1st and 10. And the ball is going to be spotted. And there is a flag on the play. So it'll come off to where the end of the run is. So 1st and 10 from the Griffon 40-yard line. So both games today, the Cobra game as well as the JV game, seeing a lot of penalties. That seems to have been a plague so far this season for the varsity. However, in the last couple games, they've got that more in line. So working hard on a lot of clean play, smart play. So this run here will pretty much go nowhere. It's actually a loss on the play. So Dawson May. So he comes out of his shoe. Got a flat tire, I guess, is what you call those. So as we approach the 8-minute mark remaining in the game, Southern with the ball, 2nd and 11 for the Griffon 41-yard line. It's going to be a run around the end, Zyshawn Pierce. There's going to be a late hit out of bounds. The flag comes in as Zyshawn is thrown to the ground after a great run. So after tacking on the yardage for the penalty, that'll be another 1st down for the Firebirds. And they'll move the chains down to the 16-yard line. So it will be 1st and 10. They can still get another 1st down before they score. as we pass the 7.5-minute mark remaining in the game. Firebirds leading 20-0. Madison Jones in motion. Ball's out. The ball does come out in the middle.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by the Griffons.
And it is recovered by the Griffons as Brock Alford is not able to recover the fumble. So down inside the red zone for the Firebirds on the turnover with 7 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. The clock continues to run. Firebirds do lead 20-0. So the Griffons 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line. Pitch back. And once again, the Southern Nash defense gets into the backfield. So JoJo Hernandez in on that tackle. Loss of at least one on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 11. So the JV defense continues to impress as they have come up big tonight. Big. So it looks like a play up the middle. There's going to be some positive yardage there, not much. Looks like they're going to pick up about 4, maybe 5 yards on the play. He's going to bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Junior Griffons. And we've been very fortunate so far with the threat of weather. The trees are still blowing pretty heavily in the wind. Have not seen any rain, heard of any thunder or lightning. I've heard there were some tornado warnings out to the west of us, but they have not made it that far. There is a pass completion across the middle.
Breaking out pass is complete to number 4.
And that'll be enough for a 1st down.
And Kingsbury Evans on the tackle. 1st down Griffons.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Griffons from their own 28-yard line. As we approach the 5 minutes remaining in the game, Southern still leads 20-0. Man in motion for the Griffons. Wide out. Everybody gets back set. And he's looking to pass. He's got a couple men out in the flat. Got somebody open, but it's overthrown and incomplete.
Walking out pass intended for number 5 is incomplete. JoJo Hernandez in on the coverage.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down. So another big stop for the defense as Dawson May. Nice hit from Dawson. He's going to throw him for a loss. Actually, they're going to give him forward momentum and put him back at the line of scrimmage. Bring up 3rd and 10. So 3rd and 10 from the Griffons as we approach 4 minutes remaining in the game. Man in motion. Another handoff off the middle and a stop in the backfield once again by the defense. For momentum, it's going to take them back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a half a yard, but it's going to bring up 4th and 10. So another great defensive stop by the Firebirds. The JV defense has really showed up to play tonight. They have been absolutely impressive on both the run and the pass game. So the punt is away. Zyshawn Pierce will field it, and he will get a return on this. However, he's caught pretty quickly. So return of only about 5 yards. He does get it out to the 48-yard line. This is where the Firebirds will take over 1st and 10, just outside of Griffon territory. That's actually at the 47. So 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Southern Nash has regained possession of the ball. So you're pretty much at the point of the game now where Southern Nash needs to maintain possession, no turnovers, just kind of hold their own. It's not been a really high-scoring game. Both defenses have played extremely well. There's been a few turnovers, a few penalties. Another run up the middle meant to no gain, maybe a yard or two. But both interior defenses for both the Firebirds and the Griffons has been extremely strong. As Southern steps up to the line, it's going to be a pitch out to Leo Jones. Madison Jones, who's going to duck, run around the end. He's going to be pushed out of bounds. That's going to be very close to the first down marker, and the officials will give them the first down on that run as they move into Griffon territory. Be 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. And I'm going to be biased here for a minute. Point out number 58 in at right guard. That would be my son, Mason Cole. Sorry, but I'm calling the game, and I guess that's a benefit. Since the let's just say the compensation is not that great, I'll take advantage of what I can take advantage of. So 2nd and 6. Another carry up the middle there.
Zyshawn Pierce on the carry up the middle. He's going to be stopped.
Zyshawn is going to be shy of the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Firebirds. Another handoff up the middle. Looks like Leo Jones this time.
Leo Jones with the carry up.
So just a simple ground and pound approach. It is going to bring up 4th down. 4th down and about maybe 2 yards. Long one. But that's going to wind us down as we're at the 25-second mark. They're going to let this clock expire, as that's going to be the final. Sorry about that, folks. I took my eye off the clock there for a minute. So as the clock winds down, Southern Nash JV will enjoy a win over the Rocky Mount Griffons by a score of 20-0. So once again, to recap, we here at the Tar River Sports Network and Southern Nash News have enjoyed presenting this doubleheader tonight. As the Cobras move on to win the Rose Bowl and their conference championship earlier against the Twas-Not Hawks. And the JV comes in tonight on an early start and defeats the Rocky Mount Griffons by a score of 20-0. So 2 successful nights. Once again, we invite you to come out to the game tomorrow night. If you can't be there, we won't be live streaming, but we will be airing the game immediately following the completion of the game. And, of course, it'll always be available anytime after that point if you'd like to join in then. Once again, we want to thank our sponsors. Earlier today, it was for the Cobra game, it was Panic Point. Tonight, it was sponsored by Haunted Estates out of Middlesex, and as well as All Star Sports, Mr. Roger White out of Nashville, North Carolina. So, anyway, take care, and hope to see you tomorrow night.